The Governorship Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Kaduna, northern Nigeria, has ordered a rerun for the March 18th governorship election held in the state following a petition that was filed by the People's Democratic Party's candidate, Isah Mohammed Ashiru. The Kaduna State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Kaduna on Thursday declared the March 18 governorship election in the state as inconclusive. Recall that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, earlier declared the candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Senator Uba Sani, as the winner of the election. However, ruling on the petition on Thursday, virtually, the three-man panel of justices led by Justice Victor Oviawe ordered a rerun in 24 polling units in 7 wards of 4 local government areas of the state, consisting of 16,300 registered voters. Joining us this morning
to discuss this further is public affairs analyst Jide Ologun. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Well, I think it's fair that we start with some clarity as to what exactly has happened in Kaduna State. You know, some people are saying that it has been declared inconclusive. A rerun has been ordered in about 4 local government areas. And then some, of course, are saying, totally different narrative entirely. It even says that the governor of the state, Uba Sani, is celebrating victory, at the tribunal. So it's conflicting stories. Do you have some clarity as to what may have happened?
Thank you very much. I was actually also concerned by the mix-up in the reportage. You know, what the law stipulates is that the tribunal, as a trial court, should proceed to pronounce on the merit of the substantive truth before them, so that if that matter goes to a higher level, then the higher court can consider some of the findings of the tribunal. But as it stands now, the tribunal, led by Honorable Justice Oviawe, in the verdict, came to a conclusion that Mr. Ashiru's petition would not stand based on technical grounds, and it should have been successful if the technical hitch was not there. And the technical hitch is that what was supposed to be filed for the pre-trial was not filed within the appropriate time. And this is what the people refer to as technicality. And of course, in law, the sentiment is not the major concern. When it comes to litigations, you have issues, you have facts, you have the law, you have your evidence, you have, the rules of the court, and you must comply with all this to record victory. And basically, when you look at Section 131 of the Evidence Act, Nigeria, 2011, it says that if you come to court seeking some reliefs and you depose to some facts, the burden of...
All right. It seems that we're having a bit of a network connection. I believe that Barrister Jide Ologun will join us back, and he was sharing about when you come to court with some facts, the burden of proof lies on he who alleges. I believe that's that's how it goes, not he who denies. I don't know if we have Barrister Jide Ologun still here with us.
I'm with you.
All right, please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead now. All right. Whilst we're trying to sort through the connection, just to quickly lead you through the update on the conversation we're having, it's the Kaduna elections. The Kaduna Presidential Election Petition Tribunal is trending on social media, and it just feels like there's a lot that's been going on around the country. But a quick facts or few facts about the case. Tribunal declares March. We're seeing a lot of, there are mixed interpretations to this. From what we've seen, it would seem that the councils are giving different interpretations to a judgment that has been given. The APC council is interpreting one thing. They are celebrating in the camp of the APC party, but the PDP is interpreting something differently.
Yeah, but it's really mostly about what, and that's the reason we have Barrister Ologun to give some clarity as to what exactly the ruling says. There's some misinterpretation with regards to time frame that should have been adhered to. to file, petitions here and there. And so it seems like, what they have given, the ruling that they've given now is that if, they had adhered to that time frame, then this is what would have been declared, that we probably would have been declared inconclusive and the Rerun would have. But, because, they didn't adhere to that time frame, then, it might be confirming the victory of Uba Sani. But I'm not a legal expert, so, it's not a thing that I can speak authoritatively on. If we have Barrister Ologun, he may be also able to help us understand it better.
All right. While that's going on, let's play some of the clips of the lawyers and exactly what they said about the case. Let's have a look.
Court arrived at decision based on the submissions and argument of lawyers, and the majority of the tribunal judges decided that the election was inconclusive, and one judge affirmed the election. And the majority decision of the court is that the election was inconclusive. We believe the materials we placed before is sufficient enough for the court to have even declared our candidate the winner of the election, because we know PDP won the election in Kaduna State. Then what I'm telling you is we'll go into this election and definitely we'll come back victorious.
The tribunal has dismissed the petition filed by the PDP. That is the ruling of the tribunal in the morning. But, by the provision of the Constitution, they are required to also consider the petition on merit. So on merit, two of them said that election is supposed to be conducted in 22 polling units because the number of the voters there exceed the margin of lead. But they have said that the PDP wanted it to be declared as the winner of the election. The tribunal said that they have no proof that. They allege that there are corrupt practices perpetrated by APC. They said they have no proof that. So in essence, as of today, the PDP petition is dismissed by the tribunal.
The lawyers, the counsel representing the PDP as well as the counsel representing the APC. It would seem that there was, if you listen to the statement of the counsel representing the APC, it sounded, no, the APC or PDP now, it sounded a bit confusing. First, he says that the tribunal reached a ruling that the election was inconclusive. Then comes again in the same breath to say that the PDP had won the elections, that the court knows that the PDP has won the elections. So I'm just like...
No, so the first lawyer was saying that, the court had declared the elections inconclusive and, that there would be a rerun in those local governments. But the APC's lawyer is saying totally different. It's saying that the case was dismissed, and I think it's still because of that little technicality with regards timing, the time when they filed their petition. The APC's lawyer is also saying that the PDP failed, according to the court, the PDP failed to prove its
all the allegations.
case, the allegations that INEC and there were some technical challenges that made, of course, the votes that were declared for the APC not, to be the exact votes that should have been declared, and some other things like that. There's also, conversations online that are talking about the uploading of results on IREV and how, they didn't, upload results on IREV, and so those results were, according to the court, were declared invalid and some other things like that. So. It's still, slightly confusing. What we would continue to seek is the exact technicality with which the case may have been dismissed by the court. And of course, like the APC lawyer said, they would still hear the case on merit for its merit. So maybe that is what is being celebrated, the fact that they listened to the case, they went through it, and then this is what their decision was. But doesn't necessarily mean that Uba Sani, has been asked to step aside and his certificates will be retrieved from him. So,
but I think another exciting thing for me is how, and this is on a much lighter note, we're embracing the use of technology. This verdict was delivered via Zoom.
Yes.
And I think it's something that is exciting because typically, before now, there was a time we would never have imagined that we'll be able to give virtual judgments and that these will be accepted, right? So it's very exciting to see. We look forward to embracing more of technology, even in the process of admitting evidence as well. Yeah,
but so it might be celebrated, that it's been via Zoom, but it's the real thing.
Exactly.
Just like in Kano State, the same thing happened, and now in Kaduna State, same thing's happening. So, yes, celebrate that we now use technology,
in one
exactly.
yeah.
It might be that, but we can celebrate the use of technology in delivering judgment when the same technology could have been employed during the elections. If technology was employed during the elections properly and was used properly,
we would not be here
dealing with
because it just feels like every Eke, like the Igbo people talk about the Eke market day, every other day there's one petition, presidential election petition tribunal that is giving a judgment, obtaining a decision.
Yeah.
It just feels like what was the essence of the first elections that
Very
we
true.
did?
And
mad with so much irregularity.
And, it's either there is more public information now, there's more interest now, or maybe it's actually factual that the 2023 elections has the most litigations that Nigeria has seen, post-election litigations that we've seen. I don't think it was this bad in 2015 or in 2019. I don't think it was this bad also in 2011, elections, where, almost every state, almost every single vote that was cast is being contested in the court. And I said it yesterday that it's also because, the legal aspects of it, which should be exciting, and we should celebrate the fact that we can always go to court. But it's also because politicians and political parties have seen that you can find technicalities in between with which to overturn elections.
Well, at the end of the day, everyone who has things to prove, the burden of proof lies on he who affirms, not he who denies. And if I may say that in Latin, affirmanti non neganti incubit propitio. I still remember a book. I hope I'm correct.